What if one man, born poor and mocked as a nobody, rose up and nearly conquered all of Europe? A man who didn't inherit power, but took it. This isn't fiction. This is the story of Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who almost ruled the world. Napoleon was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica, just after it was taken over by France. Though from minor nobility, he grew up poor, isolated, and ridiculed for his accent. But young Napoleon was different, obsessed with greatness, power, and history. At 16, he became a military officer. By 24, during the chaos of the French Revolution, he silenced an uprising in Paris with brutal efficiency, earning fame with his infamous line, "Give them a whiff of grape shot." That moment launched his career. At just 26, he led the French army to victory in Italy. Against the odds, he turned a starving, unpaid army into a victorious force that brought Austria to its knees. Napoleon was hailed as a genius. Then, in 1798, he shocked the world by sailing to Egypt, not just to fight, but to control trade routes and cripple Britain. He won battles, but the British Navy destroyed his fleet, stranding his army. Abandoning his troops, Napoleon returned to France as a hero. The government was weak. The people were desperate. In 1799, he staged a coup, took power, and declared himself first consul, France's new leader. He rewrote the French Constitution, reformed education, the economy, and the military. He wasn't just a soldier. He was becoming a ruler, and a revolutionary one. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of the French. He didn't let the Pope place the crown. He put it on his own head. The message was clear. I bow to no one. With Europe watching, he unleashed the Grande Armée, a massive and disciplined force. His tactics were fast, flexible, and devastating. He destroyed Austria, crushed Prussia, and humbled Russia. His masterpiece? The Battle of Austerlitz. Napoleon redrew the map of Europe. He placed friends and family on thrones. He created satellite states. By 1810, nearly all of Europe was either ruled by him or under his influence. But he wasn't just about war. He gave France the Napoleonic Code, a new legal system based on merit and equality before the law, ideas that would shape nations long after his death. Yet the one enemy he couldn't crush was Britain. He created the continental system, banning trade with the British Empire. It backfired. The economy struggled, allies resented him, and the British kept thriving. His biggest mistake? Putting his brother on the throne of Spain. The Spanish people revolted. Guerrilla warfare bogged the French down in a brutal, endless war, draining men, money, and morale. In 1812, he made his boldest and most tragic decision: invade Russia with over 600,000 troops. It was the largest army Europe had ever seen. Victory seemed inevitable. It wasn't. The Russians avoided battle, retreating and burning everything behind them. Napoleon reached Moscow, but it was deserted, and then it burned. With winter closing in, he had no shelter, no supplies, and no path forward. What followed was pure hell, starvation, disease, freezing cold. As temperatures dropped to 30 degrees Celsius, soldiers collapsed in the snow. Less than 10% of his army survived the retreat from Russia. Europe saw its chance. Britain, Russia, Prussia, and Austria joined forces. In 1813, Napoleon suffered a crushing defeat at the Battle of Leipzig. He was forced to abdicate. Exiled to the small island of Elba, Napoleon was humiliated, but not broken. In 1815, he escaped and returned to France. Troops sent to stop him joined him instead. Paris welcomed him back. The people cheered. His return sparked what history now calls the 100 Days. Napoleon was back, and the world held its breath. But Europe had learned its lesson. The British and Prussians united to stop him once and for all. On June 18, 1815, at the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon faced his final showdown. The battle was brutal. Rain turned the fields to mud. His plans were delayed. And when the Prussians arrived to support the British, it was over. Napoleon had lost everything. This time, he was exiled for good, sent to the remote island of St. Helena, far in the South Atlantic. No escape, no army, just silence and time. There, he wrote, reflected, and faded. In 1821, at age 51, Napoleon Bonaparte died. The world he tried to conquer marched on, but he left behind a legacy that still echoes today. Was he a tyrant or a visionary? Millions died in his wars, but millions more were inspired by his ideas. Meritocracy, equality, strong leadership, and the belief that anyone, no matter their birth, could rise. His laws still shape Europe. His strategies are studied in military academies. His ambition continues to inspire leaders, generals, and revolutionaries across the globe. Napoleon once said, "Victory belongs to the most persevering." And persevere he did, from a bullied island boy to emperor of nearly all Europe. But what made him rise also made him fall. Ego, overreach, obsession with control. He wasn't defeated by a man. He was defeated by himself, by winter, and by time. Yet no one can deny this truth. He changed the world. Few figures in history have burned so brightly or left such a deep mark in so little time. He didn't rule the whole world, but for a moment, he made it spin on his terms. This was the story of a man who defied the odds, rewrote history, and came closer than anyone in modern times to ruling it all. This was the story of Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who almost ruled the world. Napoleon rose from nothing and almost controlled the world, but what truly brought him down? His ambition or his ego? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe and turn on the bell. More untold stories of history are coming soon.